He's the editor-in-chief of the Hong Kong Free Press. Tom, good morning. How are people reacting to Lam's comments and the withdrawal of this bill?
Well, you would think this is quite good news, but pretty unanimously, there is still criticism and not exactly happiness with regards to what she has said today. I think on June 15th, she first said this bill was suspended. The protests continued. On July 9th, she said the bill is dead. But up until this weekend, the protests have been continuing. And if we look online now, people are simply reiterating their full 5 demands. They may have won one, but as you say, they want to have a fully independent investigation into police behavior. And to be honest, the last few weeks we've been down at the protest, that's been the overriding demand of the 5. They're also looking for amnesty for all protesters, although Lam said today in her address that that's not possible. There's rule of law. People will be facing justice depending on what they have done. They also want the protests to be recharacterized after the government called them riots and the police. They've also been calling for Carrie Lam's resignation, but I think that demand has died down lately as they consider her somewhat of a lame duck. But certainly, I think, unless the government is going to have a fully independent investigation into police behavior, these protests are probably going to continue.
They'll likely continue. My goodness. So there is set to be an anonymous press conference from protesters. What do you think will come from that?
Well, that's happening right now. We've been gathering reactions just over the last couple of hours, but most of it seems to reiterate that the protests will continue until all 5 demands are met, which is one of the slogans. The convener of the pro-democracy camp here, Claudia Mo, just moments ago said that this is too little too late, the die is cast, grave mistakes have been made, Hong Kong's wounds and scars are still bleeding, it will leave a mark on Hong Kong's history. And with regards to having new people added to the police investigation that they've launched, she said it's old wine in a new bottle. So I imagine these sentiments are going to be echoed by activists tonight. And simultaneously, if we look at one of the metro stations in Kowloon right now, protesters are gathering and riot police are already out in force.
All right, Tom Grundy, thank you so much. Tom is the editor-in-chief of the Hong Kong Free Press.